Hello friend, I welcome you to my channel as a graphics and multimedia. My name is Rafi Yakub right here, and in today's video you are going to learn how to create print ready Trifold Brochure step-by-step tutorial without any stress. But before we dive deep into the tutorial, if you're very new to this channel, remember to click on the subscribe, turn on notification bell so each time I post content about Photoshop design, you'll be notified. So with that being said, let's dive into the tutorial and see how to create complete Trifold Brochure print ready template in Photoshop step-by-step tutorial. So let's begin. First thing I want to do is to go to the home tab right here. I'm going to click on file. Then you have to make sure you click on new. All right, so you have to come to the top right here. At the top here, make sure you type to your design Trifold Brochure. Then make sure your width is 11.691 and make sure your height is 8.267. Your resolution should be 300. Your color should be CMYK in case when you are practice. And then come down below here, make sure you click on create. All right, so the next thing you want to do here is to divide this page into 3. So for you to do that, it's just a simple trick. Come to your toolbar right here, click and hold down. And this time around, make sure you choose your rectangle tool. Having choose your rectangle tool, then you have to come to the top right here. Make sure shape is checked, and you can fill it with color of your choice. Then you have to come to the workspace right here. Click, just click once. This is going to pump up, and right here you need to type in 8 point. So right here you need to type in 3.89 inch. That is for the width. Then you have to come to the height right here and make sure you type in 8.267 inch or so. Okay, then once you're done, then you have to come to the click on OK right here. Click on OK. So the next thing you want to do right here is to go to your move tool, and then right now we have to align this particular shape. For you to do that, just to go to select first, make sure you click on select all. Then we have to align to vertical or horizontal center and align to vertical center. So once you properly align, you go back to select. This time around, make sure you click on the select. So you are done. So we can close this tab right here. We don't need it again. So what we're going to do next is that we need to make a duplicate of this shape right here. So we have to come to the layer panel. We right click on the layer. We make sure we click on duplicate layer. So this can be rectangle 2. Okay. So we make it rectangle 2 and we click on OK. So this rectangle 2 right here, we have to come back to the layer again. We double click on the layer thumbnail, and once we double click on the layer thumbnail, this is pump up. We can change the color to another color of our choice. So next thing we want to do is to align this particular rectangle to the left edge. For you to do that, just have to go to the home tab right here. Make sure you click on select and click on all. Then you have to make sure you align to the left edge. Okay, so once you align to the left edge, then you have to go back to select and make sure you deselect, so you have it this way. So the next thing you want to do is to fall back to the first rectangle. Then we go back to the layer, we right click on it, and then we go to duplicate layer again. So this gonna be rectangle 3. Okay, and we come here, we make sure we click on OK. So next thing we want to do right here is to go back to the layer right here. We double click on the layer thumbnail. Then we have to change the color. So this allows us to be able to differentiate. Then we click on OK. Then we have to go back to the home tab right here. We go to select. We make sure we click on all. Then we have to align to the right edge. Okay. Once you align to the right edge, then you have to go back to select and make sure you deselect. So right now we are going to form all our design based on this particular shape right here. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to go back to this particular shape, rectangle 2, and we'll make sure we go to the layer. We right click on the layer and we make sure we look for duplicate layer. So this duplicate layer can be image layer. Okay, image layer. Then we click on OK. So this image layer, we need to make sure we adjust it. We go to edit from the home tab right here. We make sure we look for free transform, And what we're going to do right here is to just adjust it to the top a little bit. So once we satisfy, we have to come right here and click on this check mark to accept the transform. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to fall back to the rectangle 2 layer again. Right now, we have to go back to the layer thumbnail, layer panel. We right click on the layer panel. We make sure we click on duplicate layer again. So this can be alternative layer. Then we make sure we click on OK. So this alternative layer right here, we need to double click on the layer thumbnail right here, and we can pick this color for now, and then we click on OK. We go back to the edit and we make sure we look for free transform. So what we want to do right here is to just adjust it down a little bit this way. Once we satisfy, we come to the top right here and click on this check mark to accept the transform. Okay. So what we want to do next is to locate this layer right here and this layer. So what we are going to do is to go back to the layer panel. We make sure we click on Control key down and select the image layer. So having selected the 2 layer, what we're going to want to do is to go to the Home tab right here. We go to Edit, then we make sure we look for Free Transform. Now, what we want to do right here is to shrink this particular image. So we have to right click and we make sure we skew. So we're going to skew downward below right here. So once we satisfy with the skew, we have to come to the top right here. We click on this mark to confirm the adjustment. Next thing we want to do right here is to make sure we locate this particular alternative layer. So this alternative layer right here, we have to make a duplicate of it again. We right click on the layer and we click on duplicate. So this can be alternative 2 and then we click on OK. So this alternative 2 layer, we have to drag it here onto this layer right here. So what we want to do next is to go back to the layer again, layer panel. We right click on the alternative 2. We make sure we duplicate layer. So this can be alternative 3 layer. Okay, and I'm going to come here and click on OK. So this one right here, we have to double click on the layer thumbnail. We need to change the color so we'll be able to differentiate. I'm going to pick on this color for now, and I'm going to click on OK. Next thing we want to do is to take this particular layer into this layer right here. So once I take it to this layer, I have to go to Home tab right here. I will go to Edit. From Edit, I will go look for Free Transform. Alright, so at this point here, I'm going to rotate this. So I will right click and I'll flip to horizontal. So I'm going to have something like this. Okay, and I'm going to take it up a little bit. Then once I'm satisfied with the adjustment, I'll come to the top right here and click on this to confirm. Then I'll have to go back to my Home tab right here. I will make sure I click on Select and I'll make sure I click on All. Then I'll make sure I align properly to the right edge. Then I will go back to Select and make sure I deselect. Right, so at this point here, we still need to work on this particular layer. So I have to go back to my layer panel right here. I will right click on the layer and I'll make sure I click on duplicate layer. So this is going to be alternative layer 4 and I will click on OK. Alright, so I'm going to select the 3rd layer alternative right now. I will double click on the layer thumbnail. Then what I'm going to do right here is to just change the color so I'll be able to differentiate, and I'll click on OK. Then once I'm done that, I will have to go to Home tab right here. I'll click on Edit. Then I'll be sure I look for Free Transform. Alright, so once I'm transform it, then what I'm going to do is to take it to the top. Is to take this shape to the top right here. Okay, then I'm going to come to the top right here to confirm this adjustment. So I'm done with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I have to locate this particular layer right here, which is image layer. I will right click on the image layer and I will make sure I look for duplicate layer again. So right now this is going to be color layer. So I can name it color layer. Okay, color layer, and I'm going to click on OK. So this color layer right here, I have to drag it onto this layer right here. So at this point now, what I'm going to do next is to add image into my brochure. So I'm going to start from this layer right here. I will select on this layer. Then I will come to the Home tab right here. I will go to File. Then I will look for Place Embedded. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to locate this image layer again. Then I have to go back to my Home tab right here. I'll go to File and Place Embedded. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is to add color to my brochure. I'm going to start from here, and I'll come to the layer thumbnail. I'll double click on the layer thumbnail right here. So you can see the color code I use right here. So I'm going to highlight and right click. Then what I'm going to do right here is to make sure I copy this color code, and I'll click on OK. Then I have to locate this particular shape. Then I will double click on layer thumbnail. Then I'll paste the color code right here. And I will click on OK. Then I have to locate this particular layer right here. I will double click on the layer thumbnail. Then I'll paste the color code here. I'll click on OK. And I have to locate this layer. I'll double click on layer thumbnail. Then I'll paste the color code here. I'll click on OK. Then I have to locate this layer. Then I will double click on layer thumbnail and have to change the color from this point here. So you can see the color code I use right here. So I'm going to highlight. Then I will right click. I'll make sure I copy it and I'll click on OK. Then I have to select this layer. I will double click on the layer thumbnail. Then I'll make sure I paste the color code right here. And I'll click on OK. Then I have to select this layer. And I'll double click on the layer thumbnail. Then I'll make sure I paste the color code right here. And I'll click on OK. So we are done with all the settings and color shapes and picture on this brochure. Next thing we want to do is to add text into the brochure.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but They know it's cap, I ain't play no games. I just do that's fact and I don't feel no shame. It's a mood you lack, I go crazy. Nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these dreams I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?